When you're talking about robbery, extortion or threat scenarios where someone's actually trying to extort or extract something from you, whether it be your money, your phone, your jewellery. In this case, Nick's threatening me with a firearm, there's a pistol to my head, he's asking for my money. I have to make certain risk assessments of whether A, he's going to kill me, B, whether he's likely to shoot me, in other words, whether it's worth fighting back, or C, is compliance going to be enough? You've got to make an assessment first of all whether the person's going to shoot you or not. Factors that you'll consider: the psychological state of the offender, whether the person's agitated, whether they're high on drugs, whether they're drunk, whether they are angry. How calm they are is also another point as well, because if the person is very, very calm, that could also be a major worry as well. So you have to make an assessment of the person's psychological state. They're weaponized. Are they weaponized? How many weapons do they have? But in a scenario where you've got a little bit of time, you can make critical decisions and start to think about what you should and shouldn't be doing and what would work and what wouldn't work, and make your assessment whether compliance would be effective or not effective. Although we have seen lots of cases where compliance actually doesn't work, where robbers have actually shot people and then robbed them, or shot them after they've robbed them. That's also quite a common scenario. There's a military decision-making model called the OODA, basically the OODA model. It's a decision-making loop model. The model could be very, very simple: observe, orientate, decide, and act. And the idea is to give the practitioner a decision-making tree in where to respond and how to fight back. What I need to do is I need to observe what's going on. So in this case, the person's holding a weapon, holding it quite close. If I'm going to orientate, I'm going to analyze the situation, which is I might have a chance of going for the weapon, getting offline. This might be what you're analyzing. Your action is actually doing it. You've made your decision, you've orientated the action. You take your head out of the way, you go offline, and then you move in on the weapon or whatever you're doing. I'm not suggesting the UDA models is great for self-defense, because it's actually for military tactics. But what I would suggest is coming up with a way of thinking for yourself in a practical civilianized situation where you're looking at dealing and assessing a violent encounter. When you're assessing it, you have to make a decision very, very quickly on whether you're going to act or not act, whether you're going to do something to protect your life, your loved ones' lives, but at the same time, it can't be a reckless situation. It can't be a situation where what you're doing is just running in for the sake of it. The point of what I'm saying is the variables may change. The guy, if he's threatening you, he's likely to be at a distance holding the weapon. If he's further away and holding the weapon, okay, one of the things you actually don't want to do, basically, is run in on this weapon, because you're going to get shot. The idea is just think a little bit about your process of risk assessment, how you would assess risk given the situation, the scenario. These are all the decisions that you have to make, but you have to observe it, orientate to what you observe, analyze it, and then act. So you have to decide, and the decision is often the hardest thing, ironically, because sometimes you may take too long to decide, and in that case, you might get shot to death. It could cost you. So, takeaways from today: think about analysing it, think about it in advance before it actually does happen, so at least you've got a game plan of how you're going to deal with a violent attack. At least assess whether the person's going to be violent in responding to you. Okay? Should you comply with people that are robbing you? I think generally yes, because obviously for your own safety, you want to be able to go home to your own family. I mean, at the end of the day, you can replace credit cards. Most people don't carry much cash anyway. I don't know where. I mean, obviously this is the UK. It may be similar in the States. Maybe other countries you do, but generally variables you can replace. And if you're walking around with £20,000 Rolex watch, well, I don't know what to say about that. Maybe don't. Thanks for watching.
Give me your money! Give me your money! Give me your money!
Alright, come on! I genuinely am. You're getting into character a bit much now.
Sorry.